Hello guys, my name is Iryna Tkachuk, I'm an artist and founder of the permanent makeup studio T-Lab. Today I would like to talk with you about such a topic as voltage settings on your power supply. I get plenty of questions either in direct or in the commentaries about the speed which I set up on the power supply and kind of voltage I have. Also messages like, I have this kind of power supply, I've got that kind, and so on. But these settings are quite individual, and you should understand how to set them up for yourself in order to feel comfortable and to get a high quality and beautiful picture. Talking about a high quality and good looking picture, I mean bold pixel and beautifully formed drop. Even not a drop, but a dot. Beautifully formed dot without any tails or spots. If you set the speed on the power supply, namely voltage, incorrectly, correspondingly, you'll get an inaccurate picture. I'm going to show you these settings on my apparatus Scorpio. I have a V-Select cartridge, but it's not fundamental. Just let you know not to get additional questions. Power supply critical CX1. This equipment will be used today for setting up the voltage. Everything we will do today, you can do with your device. It doesn't matter what power supply you have, as well as what kind of device. You will just repeat the same manipulation I'm going to show you today with your equipment and your hand. So you will configure the voltage that's the most convenient for you. In order to customize it, I would like to show you a closer look at the macro, so let's move on to the latex mat. In the description under this video, there will be a link to our Instagram account. So don't get lost, subscribe for personal questions, which are better to ask there. So, in order to understand how to set up speed on your power supply, initially you choose the lowest voltage, which starts your device. 3.7, it starts up, and then try to work at your usual hand speed. It turns out that I have a needle sticking at the beginning of my stroke and no beautiful drawing is obtained. We get some kind of a bold picture. We are increasing the voltage, for example, to 4.4. Let's try. The same. We don't see the dot, and at this hand speed we have a stained picture. Increasing again to 5.6. Already it's closer to the correct one. See, some kind of visual pattern appears. Dots, powder or pixels. Raise it to 6.5 and try it out. Now I get a dust-like pattern. So, when you see an accurate picture in dots, then your hand speed matches the speed on your power supply. At low voltage, for example, at the same 3.9, I'm not sure about 3.9, well, let's say 4.5. You can work on it too, but in this case your hand should move slowly. And you'll get an accurate point. That's to say, if you got used to working with a slow swing, slow strokes, then you put on your power supply a low voltage and you get just such a nice pixel picture. If you are used to working faster, then choose a higher voltage. If you need to get a line, take even higher speed, and you can move your hand fast as well. I'm moving my hand fast enough, but the dots create more like a line. Now I will give my hand a bit of rest, because I adjust to the speed of the device automatically. Here you see I get a line drawing. That is, the points are strongly lined up. Namely, for speed 7.4, one should move a hand faster in order to get a pixel pattern in the form of dust. For me, it's not very comfortable to work with such speed. Usually I work at a speed of 6.7, 7.0. But remind you that I work using Scorpio on my power supply and with my hand. It doesn't mean that everybody must now set the speed to 6.7 or 7 and work at it. Try what is convenient personally for you. How to check if your stroke is correct? Here you're working as usual. Imagine that you're shading a client's eyebrow. Count how many dots you have a stroke. If you fit in a stroke somewhere between 8-9 points, then you have correct voltage and correct settings for your speed. And you'll get a productive drawing. Now I'll try to draw it separately. Here's a stroke. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 dots. In general, it's okay. Can be a bit more or less. But it means that I'll put these 8 dots everywhere, in all areas in the same way. If I shadow an eyebrow, then I will have a stroke with 8 dots here, then I will move further, and it will be with 8 dots as well, or further with 9, shifting again with 8 dots. You get to match the speed of your hand with the power of your apparatus and the voltage on your power supply. These 3 components form a high-quality, beautiful pattern. Let me remind you once again that these settings will be individual for each artist, for each hand, and for each apparatus, and even for each power supply, because they also give out amperes a little differently. And you see how beautiful it is. Separate formed point. If I move very slowly, that's for people who love to work slowly, my speed is 6.6. You can see that I get stripes. You can't shade your eyebrow like that, as there will be a zebra pattern. For this voltage, it's low. Once again, if you're used to working with your hand slowly, like in this way, then put a lower voltage on your power supply, so that when moving slowly, you have a distance between points, so that you do not have a solid strip. If you want to draw a solid strip, for example like a hair or an arrow, then you should increase the voltage and slow down your hand, and you get your line. A line is a set of dots. These are dots which are close to each other. Here's your line. High voltage, slow motion is the line, fast hand speed and high voltage, this will be your powder shading. Repeat this with your device, with your power supply. Find the optimal and comfortable setting. I'd also like to emphasize this aspect. Students come to us for basic training, and low voltage is not always suitable for each of them. There's the theory that if slowly, then it's a novice. More experienced artists work faster. It's not always true. Everything depends on the temperament, namely inner state. You know, it's like someone walks slowly and someone quickly. Someone cooks slowly, someone copes with it faster. Everything is very individual. Here we have the same. Sometimes the hand just can't move very slowly. To work too fast, I also wouldn't recommend you, because in this case you can control the depth thoroughly. It's like to cut something. If you cut quickly, you won't be able to control the depth of your cut. If you cut something slowly, you'll have more chances to do it with right depth. That's why too fast is bad, too slowly is also bad. Choose somewhere in between, but it doesn't mean that if you work slowly, you work in a bad way. This story is not about it at all. That's the issue about high-quality shading. If you can do it, let's say at speed 4.5, that's okay. Do it at 4.5. By the way, I know some artists who do high-quality, beautiful, brilliant works, and they work on low voltages, and this doesn't interfere, on the contrary, even kind of their trump. Therefore, do not strive for someone, choose the best fit for yourself. And so, today, we have sorted out a little how to set the voltage for your device and your hand. I would like to ask you in the comments to write who managed to do it, and gonna remind you what you need to do. Take your power supply, your apparatus, set the lowest voltage at which your machine starts up, make a stroke at your usual speed, and look how many points in the stroke you get. If there are very few of them, then you are gradually increasing the voltage. If there are too many dots in your stroke, and they are almost straight in a line, then you are lowering the voltage. And choose that golden mean, which will give you a quality stroke that will contain 8-9 dots, and you will be comfortably working. And due to your comments, we will try then to make a small statistics. Therefore, don't forget to mention the brand of your power supply and device, and what voltage you set on it. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, to give us the thumbs up and leave comments. We see everything, read and try to answer everyone. We are very pleased and thanks for your support.
Bright flashing by the